What's going on, sports family, and welcome to another edition of Roll Call, presented by The Unit. I am your host, Viper, fresh back from Pinehurst. Might not even throw it to these guys. Might just jump right into my intro. So Pinehurst was really great. Played 7, 4, 2, and 8. Shot 93, 96, 101, and 99. My handicap is going to be padded for the next probably year or so. So I'm good. I'm probably going to bump up to like a 17 handicap. But other than that, I'm good, man. Apparently we didn't get a show posted last week, so great job on that, guys. Keep up the good work. Stinger, Omaha, Nebraska, what you got, man?
Well, I'm glad to have you back with all your negative energy. Glad you had a good time in North Carolina. But speaking of golf, so I played golf Sunday with my wife. We went out, we played 9 holes. We're in a couples golf league on Sunday night.
Oh, that's adorable. That's cute.
Yeah.
Did they serve dinner afterwards?
So we're playing, we get to hole number 5, and this guy hits the ball. He took an 8 on the hole before. He hits the ball, and he hits a hole-in-one. First hole-in-one I've ever seen in my life. But the kicker is, in the clubhouse, they had a sign that said, hey, if you sign up for, this sweepstakes, $5, you could win $20,000 if you hit a hole-in-one on hole number 5. This dummy did not sign up for it. $5. Lost out on 20 grand. You know what they said in the clubhouse? They said, well, he gets his name in the paper. I said, oh, shit, man.
You got to buy everybody drinks, too.
Yeah. He said, hey, don't tell the group ahead and behind us. First thing I did, of course, I'm like, hey, this is my right here, hole-in-one. Oh, man. Crazy, man. Hole-in-one.
Oh, man. Okay, next up, Hollywood, Dallas, Texas. What you got, man? It's just an intro.
Yeah, it's funny because you took everyone's time. But I'm going to keep it short because Joey said to keep it short, not because you said to keep it short, okay?
Who's Joey's name?
Merlin?
Merlin.
You mean Merlin?
Joey.
Merlin. I don't even know it, Joey. I don't even know it, Joey.
My bad. No, man. Look, I'm in this yard work right now.
Oh.
First of all, I built the wall a couple weeks ago, and now I'm building another one because my daughter's birthday is coming and she wants a fucking trampoline. Problem with my backyard is it's sloped, okay? I'm sure you slitty slickers know nothing about retaining walls, so I'm not going to ask you guys any questions about it. But I have to build a retaining wall so that I can level out my backyard. And I feel like that should be considered a workout. I've been doing it for 2 days. I feel like I have a 2-day workout streak going.
This is really groundbreaking, interesting stuff. Sandman.
I feel like that should be outsourced
Kansas.
for your daughter's safety.
Outsourced. And thank you for messing up
Just say
mine because
outsourced?
I do have a surprise for you guys this week, okay? It's on the workout thing. I told you I needed to find myself. I found myself. I'm 2 days in on my kettlebell workouts. 2 days.
Say 2 days?
That's what I said.
I've been working in the yard longer than that.
Hey, you said you've been doing it for the last 2 days. It was a workout for you. Now all of a sudden, since it's a kettlebell, it's not.
Oh, that's fair.
Come on,
So
man.
he's got a good point.
I would like your next workout update to be in 30 days. I feel like there's no such thing as a 2 day.
Hey, Sandman, since we're recording on video now, can't you just send us like a snippet of your workout and we can just post it with the podcast too?
You'll never see it.
I'll send you a snippet. I got you. Don't worry about it.
What we are really for here this evening, and this will be the focal point of the entire show, because this is really awesome. We're really excited. We have, ladies and gentlemen, take a sip. That's right, take a sip. Tonight we have Brittany Wagner from Last Chance U. She's an author and a professor, originally from Clinton, Mississippi. I don't know if you wanted me to say that. You probably didn't want me to say that. You're like, yeah, she rap. Brittany Wagner, welcome to the show. Welcome to Roll Call Sports Podcast.
What up,
Hey, Brittany.
How are y'all?
We're good.
2 days into a workout. So I'm a boxing coach.
Oh, shit. You virtual?
Wow.
Well, we were during COVID.
Oh, there you go, Sam, man.
We might be on to something.
So yeah, I took up boxing a couple years ago, loved it, then got certified as a coach, and so now I'm a boxing coach, and I box probably 6-7 times a week. I love it. It's fantastic.
So when you go in it, so when you go in and do your workouts, are you doing like, what are you doing, rounds? Or are you doing, what do you do as a boxer when you're training?
So we do like classes. We have water weighted bags that hang from the ceiling. So you have your own bag when you come in, and we do 10 rounds.
Ooh,
So you
damn.
do 3 rounds of hitting the bag, and then you do an ab round. Then we do 3 kettlebell rounds, and then we end with we end with 3 rounds of boxing at the end, and then a cool down.
Wow. Oh, Sandman's not gonna be there.
Hey, I got tired listening to that.
You're heading.
No,
It's awesome.
no one on this call will be there for that.
Hey, Sandman been working out for 2 days. He ain't done none of it. He ain't even close touch that. He ain't close.
And he's on round 2 right now.
Hey, Brittany, so speaking of boxing, did you watch the Mayweather fight on Sunday?
I didn't, because I was in New York City, and we didn't have time for TV in New York, so I didn't.
You didn't miss
right on.
Yeah, you didn't miss
I feel
anything.
like the pay-per-view ones, they never pan out. Like,
No.
I was so disappointed, but we're gonna get to that probably.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Well, anytime Floyd's involved, it's always just going to be about the money.
It's money.
And there's no
That's
honor.
walking away with almost $100 million after this.
$100 million, man, to fight a guy who's not even a real fighter.
You saw his post. He says, "I'm a legal bank robber."
Can we get Brittany? Will you fight Logan Paul? Because he needs a fight.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly.
I love it.
He's an internet sensation. He's got all these people that follow him. He's got millions and millions of followers. He's made hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and now he wants to be a boxer. So
Did he get his brains beat in by Mayweather?
He did.
Okay, well, he
And
might
he was
want
a
to be
kid
a boxer today. Let's ask him how that worked out for him.
actually, we were sending a text earlier today or yesterday where it looked. I didn't even realize it, but it looked like Mayweather knocked him out, but he caught him.
He held him up.
He held him up.
He held him up. No, that kid's really
I'm still
smart
mad at
too.
myself for watching that shit. I really am.
He's gonna make $5 million off of it. He made about $5 million.
He's a really smart kid too. Like he's engineering and 4.0, and he could have went all the, and he decided to do this. That's crazy.
Well, he just made $5 million off of people like us that paid for a 5-minute nothing.
Well,
so maybe
not us. We
find ways.
We on the stinger track.
We know people.
We can neither confirm or deny that we pirated the fight.
Yeah, I just know we didn't pay $50.
I didn't pay $50.
All right. So, hey, Brittany, you are fresh off of a trip to New York City. Tell me, what was it like in New York City, and what was the purpose of going there?
Well, my daughter turned 13 on Monday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And so I guess, we didn't get to go anywhere really last year. And she's never been to New York, and I get to go quite a bit. So I don't know. I was having a weak moment one day, and I said, maybe I should take her to New York for her birthday. And, $10,000 later, I'm like, wait, what? So we just spent 5 days, and it was fun.
She enjoyed it then.
It was hot. She is now like moving to New York City, going to NYU. Like she is like, why do I live in Atlanta? Yeah. So she loved it.
You're setting the bar high. You're setting the bar high, Brittany. So she's 13 now. Just wait till she turns 16.
I know. Everybody was like, what are you going to do when she turns 16? I'm like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. I did it, and I'm done. That was it.
Yeah, my daughter's turning 14, and I'm just getting a trampoline. So
there you go.
I'm on a good steady path, right?
An unsafe trampoline.
Building a wall. I don't know. What is that about building a wall? I'm like, whoa, I'm out.
Get it, Brittany. Get it.
No
walls.
Gotta build a wall, man.
I get like panic attacks when I hear that.
Oh,
Like,
man.
whoa, no, he's back.
Has your daughter ever been out of, because she was born in Mississippi, I'm assuming, right? So has she ever been to a big city like that before?
She's been to LA.
Okay.
So when season 1 of the show came out, Netflix did like a big press event in Los Angeles,
Oh, cool.
and they allowed me to bring her. So she got to go, and So she's cultured.
She's cultured.
You know,
There we go.
She not New York City cultured. She got it. I tell you this, interesting. I did not know that. I don't know if I can talk about this. I'm just going to go for it. And if
You can
you
say
It's our
whatever.
show. You can talk about whatever you
but
want.
I wasn't aware that marijuana is apparently now legal in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
we left the city, and today we went to my mom's house to tell my mom about the trip. And the first thing my child says is, "Mom, Mimi, I know what weed smells like now."
Yeah. Definitely cool.
Yeah. At one point, we're walking down the road. She's like, "Mom, look, a food truck for weed."
Doing it big out there.
Wait till you take it to Colorado. It gets
He's
bad.
already there. No, we went to Denver 2 years
did?
ago. Yeah, and I'm telling you,
Wow.
it's in Denver, but New York, it's a different
It's
feel.
different.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
everywhere, and you smell
Yes.
it everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
If you ever go like to the city of or the state of Colorado and just look at their financials, and you can see the difference from when they started selling. It was like $1 billion difference.
Yes.
Like the industry, because they tax the shenanigans at it. It's crazy. Like it's 20% or 30% tax on it or something.
Yeah.
So
I think their homeless population is also like doubled.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
They do put a lot of it into schools though. They're building some
And
crazy
yeah, they
schools
built
out
some
there.
buildings down there for 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
funny, man.
Brittany, I want you to. I know that it's been a couple of years since you've been on Last Chance U. That's probably what you're most notably known for, right? But I want to like catch us up with what you've been doing since the show. Kind of bring us up to speed with what's going on with you.
Yeah, so I left East Mississippi, left the show, and just decided that the platform that Netflix had given me, that I just wasn't going to do that platform justice if I just sat in scuba and continued to work with athletes that coach recruited. So I left and kind of branched out on my own, started my own company, 10,000 Pencils. And really the past 4 years, I have traveled all over the United States, worked with students, administrators, coaches at the college level, at the high school level, even the elementary school level. It's been an amazing experience for a lot of reasons. One is you leave and you travel everywhere, and you realize that same problems, different faces everywhere. You realize that there's a Ronald Ollie everywhere. There's a Allen everywhere. I mean, you just realize that, we're all the same. We're all very similar. And we're all a product of our experiences. And that's what we know, and so it's been fun, and it's been fun to meet the fans of the show. And so I've been doing that steady for 4 years, and then started writing a book a couple years ago. That book comes out September 7th of this year, called Next Chance U.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an adjunct college professor at University of Montevallo. I'm a boxing coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I've got like 7 full-time jobs right now. I don't know.
You just diversify. That's what you call it. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's great,
So
man.
it's fun. It's fun.
That's good. No, so I will say, and at the risk of sounding like a fan, I've worked in higher education. I've worked in academics. I will say that you were by far my favorite academic advisor of all of the shows. You said something just now that really touched home with me, was product of their experiences, right? You met those kids on their level. That's one of the things that I really respected about you. And I was like, man, she's really good. I kept waiting for it to like go off the rails, but like you're very, because hey, listen, as a guy who's coached JUCO ball, okay, they will take you there. They will take you there, and they will go as far as they can go and get away with it. I just really, really, really respected you for that. So I did want to tell you that. I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate what you're trying to do. I think it's really, really cool. So tell me about this 10,000 Pencils. What's that about? Tell me about that.
So I just decided, look, I can actually, I didn't decide. I was in a coffee shop in Birmingham 4 years ago, and to the show, walked over and started talking to me, and they were like, well, what are you doing now? And I cracked some joke, to not talk about what I was doing now. And they're like, yeah, I'm like, pivot. And they're like, you should start your own company. Why do you work for schools? Like you're good enough and you have a big enough name now. You could just start your own company and work with whoever you wanted to work with. And I had really not thought about it. And I thought, could I? Like, am I that good? I don't know.
Right.
And I did. I sat down on the floor of my bedroom at the time with a piece of paper and a pencil and figured out like how many gigs I had coming up, what my bills were. And I told myself, if I can pay for 6 months of my life, I'm going to go for it. Like I'm going to do the math right here. And if I can pay for 6 months of my bills with what I've got right now, I'm going to do it. And I was kind of expecting it not to add up. Like, I think I said that because I thought, well, there's no way that I'll be able to pay for 6 months. So it won't work out.
You're psyching yourself out.
Psych yourself out.
Gracefully here, I won't have to do this. But then I did the math and I could, and I thought, oh my gosh. And so I just went for it, really not knowing what I was doing or if it was going to work or how long it would work. And I think back now and I kind of think I was crazy. Like what was I doing?
Damn, that's real.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
But
That's cool.
I did it. And then 4 years later, I mean, we're still going strong and it worked out.
I want to
Surprise
make a
yourself.
comment about the show too, man. You watch shows and you watch people, and some people kind of hype it up. Man, it really, when you watch that show with you, it feels like you like really care about the kid and you want them to be successful.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I appreciated about that season, man. Like you really wanted them to be. I gotta say it like I tell my kids, man. I can't want you to be successful more than you want to be successful. But sometimes you got to cross that line and do that just to let them know that. So I admire that about you too. So.
Yeah, I feel like every day I was wanting something more than that person was wanting for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was only because I knew what was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to kill a dream because I think dreams are important. But when you would have like a 5'8", 120-pound guy walk in talking about going to the NFL, I'm like,
it's not in the cards.
I'm not a scout, but
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, forget about it.
You should go to math class. I mean,
Stay in school.
But you're like, and so I think I just always could kind of see past what they could see for themselves. And I don't know. I always just thought if I can just bring them along a little bit and sell them a different dream, then maybe they'll get it. I mean, maybe not, but maybe at some point it'll click with them that I can do something else. Like I'm more than an athlete, and
Right.
I mean, I used to say, like, be great. Yes. Have a dream to go to the NFL, but have another one too. Like, let's don't,
Hey, Brittany, I have a question. Can you be on the show every week? Because this is the nicest these guys have ever been to me. And I think that if you're here, you're kind of like a...
It's because you're not talking.
See? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, it's just like you're like a nice little blanket. You know what I'm saying? Like it's covering me. But no, I really did have a real question. Like, when did you know that you wanted to be like an academic advisor for athletes? Like, were you an athlete yourself? Did you?
Well, I played tennis, but I don't really know that I would have considered myself
Hey. My 13-year-old daughter is a tennis player.
Yeah. See, I played competitively, but I never thought of myself as an athlete, really. I loved sports. I loved like the game, but what I loved was always the stories behind the game. Like I'm still that person that will turn on game day at 8 a.m. and watch the entire game day because I don't care who's playing who. I don't care about the pick. I want to hear the stories.
All the stories,
of the people. And then I will be a fan. I mean, I tell you, Shaquem Griffin, when they did Shaquem Griffin's story on game day 100 years ago, I have been a Shaquem Griffin fan since I watched every Central Florida game he played in.
Wow.
Like, I gravitate to those stories. And so I don't know. I've always been that way. And just cared about the people behind, like what makes them, who they are and where did they come from and why are they this way. I've always kind of been that way. But I didn't know I wanted to be an academic counselor until I was an academic counselor. Like I didn't have and even some days, even then, I was like, wait, is this really?
I'm not sure. Do I want to? Fell into. Yeah.
Get my paycheck and be like, maybe I should reconsider.
What's your second dream, huh?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Brittany, so you got we know you got 12, 13, 14 jobs, maybe side hustles, gigs. Like what else do you do? Like, what do you do in your free time? What's Brittany do when she's not teaching or
How does Brittany
mentoring
unwind?
Yeah.
Okay, enough said.
She's holding up a glass. She's holding up something on the rocks.
Excellent.
I love box. Like I do love to put the boxing gloves on and go in the gym and hit a bag. So I do that to unwind. Yeah, I mean
that's a leading question. What's your drink of choice? I'm kind of curious now.
This right here is actually Woodford Reserve.
Oh,
on the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the rocks.
Right. You in the right place.
Brittany, see these guys have like juice and Coke and stuff in their drinks and stuff like that.
See, here he goes again, Viper. Like what?
You knew he wouldn't stay away. Hey, you know where he threw me off at? When he said shenanigans. As if he doesn't cuffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said shenanigans. Where the fuck are you? And where?
You haven't dropped one F-bomb yet.
Can you bring my brother back?
I have dropped the F-bomb, but I haven't had a reason to because you guys won't let me talk. And so I refuse to be bullied, so I just won't talk.
I don't know where this victim mentality came from, but I don't like it.
Well, we've done 75
still
shows.
makes it about him.
We've
It's
done
still
75
about him.
shows. If you listen to any of them, you will know that I am a victim.
You really are. What'd you say, Brittany?
The younger brother.
No,
I'm the middle.
I'm the youngest.
Oh, there we go. There, here we go.
See?
No.
Brittany
the
feels
middle.
me. Brittany feels me.
It's always the middle, right, Brittany? They're not the beginning, they're not the end. They don't know what
They're just lost and they don't get
they're lost.
They're like God. They're omniscient. They're not the beginning. They're not the end. They're
Speaking of lost souls, what is the biggest challenge you feel like you face when you're trying to get a college athlete to focus on completing a degree?
I think the biggest challenge is that honestly, society doesn't pump that up anymore. It's not, we sell to kids, especially kids from certain neighborhoods, from certain walks of life, that the only thing that's going to get them out is a ball. That's the only thing that they can do. We don't sell, and it's sad. Like we don't sell to, and we do the same thing with women, with females. I think like we pick certain pockets of people, and we draw a box, and we say, well, here's what you can do. Here's your dream. Now go be great at this, but don't you dare think that you're good enough to do anything else.
Right.
And we sell that to them, and then all of a sudden you're looking at an 18 or 19-year-old kid who has been told his whole life, you better be good at football because you can't do nothing else.
right.
And that's all that anyone around him has ever stressed, and anyone around has ever, or her, has ever like put emphasis to. And now it got you to college, so it's working for you.
Right.
And now you've got this woman standing in front of you telling you maybe you could go to class and bring a pencil and do something else, and you're like,
What's she talking about?
Yeah, you got to take college algebra. Like you,
and you know what? You have to actually go.
Just go.
You have to go.
Just go.
Like you have to physically get there. Because I would have, we had top athletes in the country at East Mississippi, and I would get them, and they would have been the big dog for their high school, for their community, like the greatest athlete of all time coming out of, small podunk town that they were coming from. And I would have them just be honest with me and say, I never went to class. Like I would show up at school when I wanted to. I sat in coach's office. I worked out all day. that's how I passed.
Right.
Like, I don't know what I made on the ACT. I didn't take the ACT. Like, I don't know, and you start to realize, like, we have not done these kids any favors. Like, they are showing up for college and somebody has just passed them along. And now they're sitting at 18, 19 years old thinking they don't have to and they can't. And, that's a lie. Like, it's a lie, and it's not doing them any favors. And so, I was the person from day one going, look, you have to go. And yes, I'm talking to you. Like, I'm not talking to the kicker. I'm talking to you. Like, you have to go to class, and you have to at least, part of my kind of, I guess, strategy was just to teach them social skills. Like, I used to say, look, act like you care. I don't care if you actually care today. Like, act like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be lovable. Like, play the game. Just at least play the game, because half the battle is just somebody liking you. Like, half the battle is just people wanting you around. So, don't be a jerk. Like,
part of life is just showing up.
Yeah.
You just gotta show up most of the time.
But I think that's such a challenge, though, right? When you're the big dog and your uncle's telling you you're going to the NFL, and then you get to college and Brittany's like, nah, bro, you got to go to class. And then they haven't been going to class. So academically, are they where they're supposed to be when they get to college?
Well, we know that,
right?
If they not bringing
close.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of, like, a normal college student. There's a curve when you're moving up into higher education, post-secondary education, right? So it makes it very, very difficult if you haven't been made to go to class, you haven't been made to learn these things, then now those things are already expected when you get to college. So
yeah, it's tough, and they're behind the eight ball, and there's pressure and stress of, because now you don't just have to go. I mean, the NCAA is throwing all these numbers out at you that you have to meet this expectation, and it's stressful and it's hard. And there were a lot of times where I thought, if these high school coaches would have just, made these kids do what they were supposed to do, they would be in a completely different. It'd be a completely different ballgame right now. And
that's crazy.
Because the truth of that matter is, even when they get to the NFL, let's say you do have that player, that's great, and he makes it to the NFL. Okay, but then if he doesn't have the social skills, the life skills, the money management skills, all the things,
he's gonna blow it.
He can't make it.
Yeah,
he fucks it up. It's that over and over and over again.
Yeah,
because nobody is ever holding them accountable. And so I just honestly, like, I started there. Like, okay, I can't solve all the problems. I can't. I can teach everyone to freaking show up.
right.
That's all I do.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So what's the message to you? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What's the message to your daughter? You got a 13-year-old daughter, right? So does she grasp kind of like, the company and kind of what you're doing? Does she have an understanding of kind of what you've done and your celebrity now?
Yeah, she does. She grasps it. It's not cool. If I was somebody else's mom,
right, it'd
be cool. But I'm her mom, and so it like loses its cool status just because it's me.
Because you're still mom. Right?
Yeah. I'm still her mom, and she gets tired of, like, right before I came on the podcast, I was making her. She wants Snapchat, okay, and I am just like, no. And
good choice.
Like, what?
Yeah. Good choice.
You need. I know what no. And so I'm like, the only way I will consider it if you sit down and watch The Social Dilemma with me.
Ooh, yeah, good call.
I made her watch it. So, like, 10 minutes in, I pause it and I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. And she's just staring at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, if you can't have an intelligent conversation about the impact of social media on your brain, you can't have it. She throws the remote at me and gets up and walks out of there.
You're like, I win.
That's what happens when your mom's a professor.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Oh,
hey, there's a great app, because my daughter's 13 as well. There's a great app called Bark, BARK. Check it out.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great app.
You gonna tell us about it? I mean,
Yeah, you gonna give us some insight?
No,
or-
you guys have to do your own
I've heard of
research.
it.
I'll tell Brittany
I've heard
later.
of
You
it.
guys do your own fucking research.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just download Bark and all your problems
Yes.
go away.
Your problems are solved. Just get Bart.
Basically, Bark, what it is it actually you have to have all the passwords to every account your child has, right? And it links to this Bark app, and it rates every email, every text message. It rates it. It says it's sexual orientated. It's suicidal potentially, and it actually will send you a message for every single one. And you can change the level that you want, almost like your computer. You can change the level of what you want to see, but you can change the level of it. But you can actually see. All you gotta do is plug their phone in, update it on the phone.
Joey, cut in the helicopter sound right now. Cut it in. Helicopter. Here, go. Cut it in.
Well, see, but here's what the funny part is. She's had it for several years. I can't tell you the last time I looked at it because I don't need to look at it anymore.
Yeah.
She knows what's up, right? I
Yeah,
said
she
no.
knows, she knows what the expectation is.
Yeah.
So, I got you.
It's scary though.
It is, man.
It really
It's
is.
so
It
scary.
really
I got a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. One's in middle school now, and I am terrified.
Yeah.
Middle school
Shit.
sucks.
Mine's going to high school.
It sucks. I am terrified. I'm scared.
Oh, it's terrible.
Be.
I don't
So
know
you're-
what's the. Hey, I don't know what Stinger gonna do with Omi when she get to be.
Hey,
Omi's 3. She's getting dubbed out
Stinger
there
needs
right
some
now.
help on the. Stinger need help on the bedtime routine. He get the bedtime routine right at his house. He got 3-year-old running the crib, man.
Oh man.
So back to what.
Oh,
Yeah.
she got a schedule. She's just on her own schedule. She just, you know what I'm
She is not in charge.
saying?
Thank you,
She's not in
Brittany. Tell
charge.
him.
Hey,
Brittany, I've
hey.
been to his house. Omi's in charge.
Hey, I just let you know we spank in our house. Hey, Brittany, I
too.
tell you, we spank in our house.
Spanker, but
Yeah, we
we do
spank in
too.
our house.
Yeah.
apparently
So-
not enough. If she's
Brittany. Hey, Brittany on everybody. All right,
Yeah,
lucky you our
see?
guest,
That's
Brittany.
why I
You
like
lucky
Brittany on the
this
show.
Brittany, you
brought
lucky
a
this your
bag
first
of-
time on the show.
She brought
You're
a
lucky.
bag of jokes, man.
Dude, I love it. I love
like it.
man.
I like it. So I want to get back to what we were talking about with academics and things like that, because I want to ask this question. Like, when do you know when the light comes on for a student athlete, and you're like, okay, that kid's gonna make it. I'm gonna shift my focus. It's not gonna be as much on this kid. I'm gonna shift it on this kid because this kid, I know he's gonna make it. Or does that never happen?
I mean, it happens. I don't know that it ever happens for that group. I kind of, in my mind, like, had categories, I guess, like there's just different levels, I guess, of guys and what you knew you would have to kind of help them with.
Right.
And then, there's always like the DJ Laws and the Isaiah Wrights that I don't know that you ever feel confident that like they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are those moments where you see little individual light bulbs go off where you're like, okay, like at least like he now knows.
She said corners of the room light up.
He went to class.
I'm gonna use that shit. That's good shit. I'm gonna use that.
Corners of the room light up.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, well now he at least understands the concept that the rules apply to him.
Uh-huh.
Or that he has to go to class, or that you can't, cheat. And like, I mean, it amazed me like how many, I gave that whole speech in season 2 where I'm like, you guys not figured out yet that your history teacher literally types up the quizzes. You take the quiz until you can make 100.
Yeah.
Like you can take it 100 times until you make 100. Then what she does is she copy and paste the quizzes, and that's your test. And you people are failing. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
I totally remember that.
Yeah.
And if you can just see, if you can teach just like little moments where you go, okay, now they get it. Like now they at least get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are those moments where I can remember Dakota Allen. Dakota Allen was a 4.0 engineering student. I mean, super, super smart at Texas Tech. And he got caught up, in a bad situation. And next thing you know, he's in jail and he, thinks he's ruined his whole life. And so his problem wasn't academics, but by the time he got to us, he was beating himself up more than anybody else was beating him up. Like he just thought mistake defined him. He would never be able to be anything because of this one mistake he had made in his life. And he was really negative about himself and like just beating himself up. And I remember seeing the light bulb come off and go off in his head of realizing that like this did not define his life, and realizing that he could overcome this and that he was valuable and like he wasn't a screw up. And I remember kind of that moment, you know, with him. And so you have these moments. They're all maybe different scenarios.
For each person.
I mean, each kid, you're kind of trying to work through something different. And honestly, most of the time it has nothing to do with academics.
And that's the thing too, like when you're coaching someone, and not necessarily in sports, but coaching them and academically coaching them, it's like you have to coach their whole entire person. You can't just coach, right? Like, oh, go to class. Like you've got to address every single thing that's going on with them to get them to motivate them. So that's really awesome.
We say go to class, and like, you know, you assume that someone knows how to do that. Like that someone knows to go to bed and set an alarm, and that they have a phone, and that they have an alarm, and that they, but that's a big assumption. So, I mean, it's like telling someone who's overweight to quit eating. Well, if they could quit eating, they wouldn't be overweight. So that's
exactly.
So along those lines, you know, talking about that, has there ever been, was there any of the kids on that show that you work with where they walked in and you was like, no, your light, ain't no lights coming on in here. Like, ain't no lights coming on here. I'm finna shut my lights off. I ain't even gonna, there's nothing I can do for you.
They ain't even have a wall light or nothing? Like a little plug-in light?
No switch. They ain't even have a switch.
Was there ever a kid, we don't have to say the kid's name, but have you run across one of those students where you like, they come in and you like, oh no, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had a group of those in every class. Like I've said it all along. Netflix missed it because those last 2 years, those last 2 years were good, but you want to talk about a show? Like they would have had a real show had they the first time I was there.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it was a shit show. Like, So, but I mean, you had kids all the time that you were just like, you don't, I mean, no.
Damn.
Nothing.
Hey, after you watch the show, after you watch it again, do you ever, like, because you have to watch yourself, right? You have to be okay with watching yourself. I think some people might think that's weird. But do you ever say, what the fuck was I doing? Like, do you ever, like, see something that's like, what the hell was I doing? Or what the hell was I wearing? Or why did I But, you know, one of the things that I watch and think, what? Like, I'm amazed watching it now, how much patience and, like, because I will watch it now and I will be screaming at myself, like, and I'm like, cuss him out. Like, what? Because that's what we were saying. Cuss his ass out.
Yeah. And I'm like, how weird. Like, when I was in that space, like, I don't know. I worked really hard on, like, having patience and really meeting them where they were.
Yeah, it showed. Yeah.
Yes.
And it shows. And I think I've lost some of that now. Like now I'm reverted back to my normal self where I don't have it. But I'm watching them and I'm like, oh my God, shut up. You know?
Yeah. Like you can't choke kids on TV.
Yeah. Being from Mississippi, man. Mississippi's a tough little state, man, and they're pretty tough. So
Well, these kids come from horrible. I mean, look, there's kids that come from horrible backgrounds everywhere, but I mean, you're talking about at the time that we filmed that show, Kemper County, Mississippi, which is where Scuba is, was the second poorest county in the United States.
Yep.
Wow.
You're talking about extreme poverty.
Yes.
Yes. So I used to work for an oil company called Denbury, and I used to go to Mississippi all the time. So I would go to Heidelberg, Hattiesburg, Macomb. So I've been to all those places. I'd fly into Jackson. And when I would go to the locations, right, it was just like, it's different, right? How people are. They're just different. And I always tell a joke. I went to this meeting And I got on polos, nice shirt. And everybody comes in from the oil field and they got on like overalls and boots and, hats. And a couple dudes walk in with some overalls with no t-shirt underneath. So I'm like, oh, Lord, what's going on here? I don't know if I'm in the right meeting or not. If I can see your nipples during the meeting, bro, I don't know if that's a good thing. But I'm going to tell you what's crazy. After about 10 minutes, you actually realized, or I realized I was the dumbest person in the room. Like, they were smart. They were intelligent, just like anybody else. They just looked different. And they dressed different. Yeah. So, but I like Mississippi. I was just in Jackson not that long ago. So.
Well, and it's hard. Like people, I got thousands of emails about why I handed out pencils to college students and college students have pencils and, when you live in a city where you can walk to, I just came back from New York, you can get anything.
Walk to a corner.
By walking, that makes sense. But when you live in rural areas, rural Mississippi, where you're 45 minutes from the nearest store.
Right.
And you don't have a car, or you don't have money to put gas in a car, or the car doesn't work, and getting something as simple as a pencil is hard. And I think that there's just a lot of people in this country that we've lost the ability to kind of understand how other people live. And these kids came to college for 2 years and they had a backpack. Like they literally
that's all they had.
College, and all they had was 2 pairs of clothes and a toothbrush. And I'm not about to beat them up because they don't have a pencil when I've got 40 of them and my dad.
Right. Or you have the kids that are, they're wearing, because you give them standard issue shorts, you give them a couple of t-shirts, and you're like, oh man, this guy's got a lot of pride. But what you really don't know is that's all he's got to wear. Yeah. Right. Like that's what he wears. So
absolutely. Yeah. It's different. It's a different deal, for sure.
So what do you think who is your hardest student to work with? Most difficult. You don't have to say their name, but maybe give us a little.
No, we want names. We want names.
No, or just like over the years. From the show, probably. It's a toss-up, honestly. Cam.
Okay.
From season 2, the
I remember Cam.
State guy.
Oh yeah.
For me, and then Isaiah was tough. Isaiah Wright was really tough. DJ wasn't a cakewalk either.
Was Isaiah the running back? The running back, right?
Yeah.
He was the only one that was in both season 1 and season 2.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah, they were hard.
Do you feel like guys like Cam, like they're at the big university, right? And then they're like, oh, we're in this little ass shit town in Mississippi. I was at Penn State. I know what it's like. Like, do you feel that aura when those guys are there?
Well, you can figure out which ones are going to make it and which ones aren't, because I'm in with that attitude. Like you were at Penn State for 5 minutes, and you that needs to don't boast about that anymore because you
hot 5. You there for a hot 5.
They come in with that kind of, I call it Billy Badass attitude, like, I came from Penn State. Because we had those guys all the time. I mean, we had transfers every year from big.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
I came from Penn State, but can you go back?
No, that tells you anything.
Right. All right. So I gotta ask this too, man. You got fill me in on Buddy. Buddy, fucking crazy. Okay, fill me in. How you deal with that cat, man? Now, I will say this. Like, a lot of times you watch a reality show and you're like, that shit ain't real. They're doing it for the TV. He didn't care. Okay? Like, he didn't give a fuck. Like, tell me about this dude, man.
Here's the story. First of all, this was not scripted. This was not like reality. This was not with the Kardashians. I mean, we were. And I think what's funny is that season 1, none of us had Netflix. Like, because think about it. We did not. But you think about it. This filmed, 6 years ago. And Netflix wasn't what it is.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You're still ordering DVDs back then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, who's going to check that box? Like, nobody is going to want this to be told to them about some Mississippi JUCO team. Like, whatever. So, I mean, we all just thought nobody's going to watch this.
Nobody's going to watch it.
Boy, were you wrong.
Like, we just all were like, whatever, bring your little cameras in here. Okay. So I think it's fun. You see Buddy, like, as himself. Like, that was him on a daily basis. And then if you go back and watch season 2, like, he's tried to change, but he can't do it.
Yeah, it wasn't working. Yeah, it didn't work.
Hay is in the barn. The hay was in the barn, man. Like, he is himself. Yeah. It's funny because, like, he definitely went over the top a lot. But the dude, he definitely loved what he did. But man, like he was like Chicken Little, man. Sky's falling on everything. Like, bro, the earth was ending every day. Like, bro, he was like the Prince of Darkness. I'm like,
that's it. Y'all can all go. But that's man. That's JUCO ball, man.
Yeah,
that's JUCO ball. Like I remember when. We had a quarterback in 2010. He came and he was from LSU and yada, yada, yada. And then you got Coach Bratt, right? Steve Bratt, who's been at Butler for 35 years, coaching D-line, probably been offered every Division I position as a D-line coach anywhere in the country, any conference. Doesn't want to take it, just likes being in El Dorado. And that quarterback comes up and, he's 6'6", 6'7", walks up to the window, sticks his nipples on the windows, got his hair all out. Coach Bratt goes, "Get your fucking quarterback. You better get him. I'm going to run him off." Like, that's how you know. Like, but you got to have, that's why Buddy was the way he was, because these guys, they come in, those Cams, those Zach Mettenbergers, they come back and they think, oh, I'm going to run this little JUCO. I'm in El Dorado. I'm in Scuba, Mississippi. I'm going to run this. And you got to have a coach on staff that will set tempo to be like, I will run you off because we got 4 more just like you that called us last week. And we'll get somebody in there to throw the football, okay? We got plenty of people who want to throw the football around here. So, yeah, man, I get it. I get it. Damn, he was rough,
he was exactly like he was on the show all the time. Now, the part that you kind of didn't see, I guess you did see it in season 2 a little bit more, is he treated the adults just like he treated
Dude's like, I'm out.
Just like he treated them. I mean, he would motherfuck me up one side and down the other. I mean, he just he treated us the exact same way. And everything was like this, like you said, like
Chicken
negative.
Little. Everything's falling. The sky's falling.
It wasn't his idea. We had to learn, like, if you spin something to make it his idea, then
well, that's most leaders and executives, by the way. So
I won't tell you where I work, but I got that. I seen that today.
Man, Buddy Stevens, man.
But
I thought he was gonna have a heart attack.
Tough. But I mean, he's a good star.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna have a heart attack on the show, man. I was just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah,
you get pretty worked up.
Yeah.
Hey, so we talked about Buddy. Can we talk about Slapdick? Mr.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, it's not in her contract. Brittany doesn't want to talk about Mr. Slapdick.
Okay, well, she don't have to
even give him the benefit of having him in my contract.
But here's the funny shit though, Brittany. We can all say Slapdick because he apparently has patented or whatever, copyrighted it. But we can still say it. He can't.
Has he done it legally or illegally? Because he also did a letter from some government agency.
Oh yeah.
All the lawyers.
Brittany's here pulling skirts up.
Yeah, he did do that.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that, Brittany. I appreciate the reminder.
Slapdick.
He's a wild dude.
Yeah, man.
You guys had a little Twitter beef, didn't you? A little Twitter beef going on.
Did we? Or did he just he just wanted to get more followers? So he
I think that's what it was.
You think he's Logan Paul now?
I think Zach played along with his little Twitter thing he tried to start, but whatever.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you this. Where are people going to be able to buy your book, Next Chance U?
You can already pre-order it. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Book a Million, IndieBound.
I already knew that, Brittany. I already knew that.
You can get a book. You can pre-order it, and then it comes out September 7th. It'll also be on an Audible. Yeah.
Oh,
everyone.
there you go.
Are you
Audible
reading it?
book.
Are you reading it on Audible?
Yeah, are you narrating it?
You are?
I'm actually reading it next week. So next week.
That's the best.
Oh, you're narrating. Oh, you're doing. Oh, I'm in.
I do lot of. I do pretty much a book a week right now, and I love it when the author actually reads. When the author reads the book, I think that's the best.
I do too. Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard.
Well, you just get you some Wofford. Get you some Wofford. You'll be good.
Yeah, get you some Woodford Reserve. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh God, I'll be slurring my words. Like, you're going to be excited and have like this energy and inflection, and by page 50, I'm going to be like.
September 7th. I'm waiting on my copy.
Yes, sir.
So do you want to give any like sneak peeks into your book, or do you just want to tell people, hey, go buy the book?
Yeah, tell us what it's about.
Okay, so it's Next Chance U, but YOU. Because really I started having this problem with the notion that these kids or anybody is on like their last chance. Like, I just don't think that's true. I don't think I don't think we should go into our life thinking like, this is our last chance, to get it right. And if I don't get this right, then I'm a screw up and it's over. I mean, I don't think that's accurate. And so, no, it's not. And so I just started thinking like, okay, but it's not. It's your next chance. And really the real story, the reality is everyone has an opportunity every single day to wake up and change things. Like, look, no one's stuck. Some of us are going to have a harder path at creating change in our lives than others because of opportunities that were dealt. But no one is stuck and out of options and on a last chance. And so it's a mindset. It's changing behaviors and creating an opportunity out of every single chance you're given. And that was awesome. Really what I was trying to teach these kids the whole time was, look. Do something, do something better for yourself. And so that's what the book is. It's kind of a self-help motivational book about maximum second chances. But then I tell stories of the athletes I've worked with. I tell a lot of personal stuff. I mean, people think they know me, but I mean, you really don't.
Yeah. That's why we had to have you on the show. That's why we had to get you on the show.
Oh, we know you now. We know you now.
Yeah, we know you.
So I tell a lot of personal
I wrote it down. Woodford Reserve. Right. Well, the world is full of billionaire fuck ups. So they all out there. So just because you make a mistake doesn't mean it's over.
Right. That is an incredible message. Next Chance U.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because wow,
get it today. They hot
to bring your A game to life. That's the subtitle.
Ooh,
I'd love to bring your A game to life because I'm kind of blunt. I mean, I think people kind of fall in love with the patience and the kindness and the compassion, but I think people also kind of fell in love with the fact that I would tell it like it is. There was this balance of just telling somebody like it is, but doing it in kind of a loving, caring way.
Right.
That's the book. That's the book. I'm loving you, but telling you to get it together in the same paragraph.
Awesome.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go work out. I'm ready to go work out. Sam, man, you want to go work out right now?
Hey, man, let's go box, man. Let's go box.
Brittany, they're so fucking hyped. They pre-ordered a book already. I'm gonna
pre-order the book tonight. I'm gonna pre-order it tonight.
I'm more of an Audible guy, so yeah.
I won't be at your workout though. I will admit that. I can openly say that I won't be there for that, but I will cheer you the fuck on.
Hey, Sandman, be there for the kettlebell portion.
That's it.
We can break it up in 4 sections. We can all get a little piece.
We get a little piece.
Brittany, we want to thank you.
Once, and then you realize that shit's legit.
Yeah. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show. We really appreciate it. I am a huge fan. I was a huge fan before you came on the show. I'm an even bigger fan now.
Thanks.
And I'm buying the book right now.
I'm all in.
As soon as I get off the show.
I'm all in.
Ask for that receipt, Brittany.
Ask for the receipt.
I'm gonna
they
get
say
you
a lot
receipt.
of things on the show.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we go though. So the 10,000 pencil thing. Like if people want to donate to that, let's shout. How do we do that, and how does that work?
Well, 10,000 Pencils is an LLC.
Okay.
So they can't donate to that, but I do have a foundation. It's called the Last Chance Foundation, and we've given, like, I guess 2 years ago before COVID, we sent 5 hot meals a week, every week for an entire school year to 5 athletes in the.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Wow.
Nice. All right.
So we did that. We bought laptops for some football players that were going to college and didn't have laptops. So we do things like that through Last Chance Foundation. So they can donate to that. But you can go to my website, BrittanyWagner.com. Everything's on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We in there.
Brittany
Hey, I'm
Wagner.
gonna need some 13-year-old advice too. I'm sure at some point. So.
So will I.
Your daughter going to 8th grade, or is she going to be
Going into 8th grade.
Okay, so mine's going into high school because I got guns though, so I ain't really that scared. But
Really that scary.
Try Jesus.
Don't try me.
So-
He's got a wall and he's got guns.
that's right.
Now you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I got 6 guns. I'm gonna hit you with one of them.
That is going to bring us up to closing shots. Brittany, do you have a closing shot that you would like to leave the fans, the folks with tonight?
No.
No.
Woodford Reserve.
Hey, Hollywood, that don't mean you get to take her time either. It just goes away.
Yeah,
It just goes
we'll
away.
keep them 30 seconds in
shit,
my
man.
pocket. Stinger, what you got for a closing shot, man?
No, I don't have much, man. I just want to thank Brittany for coming on, man. She's our first, I think I said this before, our first blue check guest on the podcast. So, yeah, we're excited to have you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for not ghosting us.
Yes.
Too. I would have never heard the end of it. So, yeah, we appreciate you and hope you come on again.
Yeah, thanks.
Stinger was sweating bullets at about 4 o'clock.
Yes, he was.
Standard time today.
Oh, man.
Sandman, closing shot. What you got?
Man, a real quick story, man. So I coach a 14 and under team for the summer. Everybody knows that. We had a doubleheader yesterday, man. Okay, we had our kids come out at 5. One game was at 6. The second game started at like a little bit before 8. We didn't finish until 11. I didn't leave the ballpark until 11. It was 11 o'clock. I cussed the umpire out. Now, mind you, I'm well known in my community,
14,
but I let
man.
him have it. He messed it up, man. He got upset with us. He's like, hey, you guys kind of put me in a bind. We got to go to this extra inning. I'm like, you're the idiot that didn't make the right call to end the damn game. Okay, if you would have just done that, we would be okay. Not our fault. It's your fault.
This is on you. This is on you.
We get to the 5th inning, bro, and the game is we're up by 6. They score 6 runs that inning. And then we go 4 more innings with no scoring. And he's out there hot, man. So that dude knows who I'm talking to because I cussed him out. Like he stole something.
He's not listening.
He's not listening.
He's not gonna listen to the
He's
show.
locked in.
He's not gonna listen to the
He's
show.
way over his time. He's using up too much time. Look at this. So, damn, I should have did Hollywood first, man. Shit, he's last. Hollywood,
See?
you're
You
closing
see
shot.
that do me, Brittany? Can you come back as my comfort blanket next week, man? These guys are fucking on my shit every week.
You
Anyway,
had 30 seconds. Now you got 23.
Okay, I'm on it. Hey, so I'm reading another book, and it's by Tim Grover. And Tim Grover, if you guys don't know anything about him, he was the trainer for Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan loved him so much, he actually told him one day, he's like, I don't fucking pay, I pay you so you don't fucking train anybody else, because he was getting mad, he was training other people. But anyway, I started reading his book, Winning, and he's actually reading it as well, which is kind of cool because he didn't read the first one. And it's called Winning, and it's a good book, man. So I would say just check it out. The dude is first level, he's high level. He talks about Charles Barkley and all these different athletes that he's worked with, but he talks about what made them winners. And it's pretty cool to talk about the book. But check it out. Get that book, but make sure you get Brittany's book too.
Oh, sorry. You done? Are you done? Are you done?
So what I was gonna say, so I went to Pinehurst and shot a 101, and I thought,
I want to talk about Pinehurst again in my closing shot. Can you stop?
No.
Okay.
No.
I have a story. I have a golf story. Viper, what you got? Kansas City closing shot. Hey, man. So, just wanted to tell you about my trip to Pinehurst. So, you guys all remember that we had $400 right on the line, right? Everybody put in $100. We had 4 guys. Everybody put in $100, right?
You got 20 seconds.
We play 18, 4 days in a row. Okay. I was literally 14 shots off the lead after the first day. I was 14 shots off. The last going into the last round, I was 13 shots back. Okay. By the time I made the turn on Sunday, I was 3 shots back. Got a little interesting. The 2 other gentlemen decided that they weren't they were melting right in front of us. They were literally dumping the ball everywhere. Decided that they weren't going to share their score with us anymore. And David Allen says, "Hey, well, if you're not sharing your score, then we're pulling all the money and everybody's just going to get their money back." Can I tell you, these 2 Bamas took their bags off the cart and left in the middle of the 18 holes.
Man, shut up,
At Pinehurst. Left. And I was like my grandma. I said, I ain't never seen such. I don't know how you can just quit in the middle of a competition. So what he was doing was basically, we were like, dude was making big numbers. He was making like 11s, 12s. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him. Just keep, bogey's a good score. Just hang right on in here. Finally caught him. Got to the turn. Dude quit. You believe that?
That's crazy.
Got in the way.
You travel with these dudes to North Carolina?
Yeah.
The 2 other guys I don't know. They're David Allen's buddies. You know, whatever.
Obviously not.
Man, shit.
Hey, man, by the way, that was a minute and 40 second closing.
It's fine. It's fine. We got a special guest. It's fine. Brittany, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get to have you back after your book is released, maybe. We'll get you to come back on. We'll send you a nice bottle of something so you can come on the show and you can drink that and we'll, get you all squared away.
Woodford
All right.
Reserve.
Woodford. I had some
got
that last
you.
week.
All right. That is going to bring this episode of Roll Call Sports Podcast to a close. We want to thank Joey, our producer, for making everybody sound so good, especially Hollywood. Please remember to visit joeykindle.com for all your production needs. Email us your questions and topic suggestions at theunitpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. We are Roll Call Sports with a Z. On Facebook, we are Roll Call Sports Podcast. And on Instagram, we are Roll Call Sports Podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe button on the platform you're listening to and write a review. Tell us how good we're doing. Tell us how bad we're doing. Tell us what you think of our interview with Brittany Wagner. We'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look for another episode from us next week. Until then, thank you for listening. God bless. Peace out.